Here we go. Okay. Oh, I thought we was about to go. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, we good. We good. Okay. Ooh, I don't like the way it's looking on my. Hold on, y'all. Bear with you, girl. Bear with you, girl. How your week been? How has your week been? Mine has been a week, but it's all good. I ain't got no complaints. I don't have any complaints, none whatsoever. All right, so everyone should be on. We finna go ahead and get on our Instagram right now. So I'm gonna do my intro all over again. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me tonight on Conversation with the Martin Girl on Sunday evenings. How has everyone's week been? I hope you've had a great week. Right now, we are getting all my listeners are getting notifications that I'm on live where we can talk tonight. I put a post up early on just kind of give people a reminder to jump on. Now, this week we're still on Instagram. We're eventually going to go ahead and merge over to YouTube eventually. So you'll have to go find my YouTube channel, which is Conversation with the Martin Girl. Get on that, subscribe, like, and subscribe. Jump on there. That's what we'll be doing. Conversation with the Martin Girl moving forward. We will be doing it on my YouTube channel. I want to kind of boost that platform a little bit more, utilize it a little bit more. So make sure you like, subscribe, find me, YouTube, Conversation with the Martin Girl. As everyone is joining on, I have some that are joining on YouTube now. Trying to make sure I have my chat up. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's go. Let's rock and roll because I don't like to waste nobody's time. Okay, so let's get to it. First things first, let's talk about this diversity, equity, and inclusion. Okay. So I understand, that a lot of people are a little shaky about it, but why was there even a need for it? Why was there a need for it? Why should we have to even have that enforced? Honestly, that popped on the scene around the time when we was in COVID and the horrific public lynching of George Floyd took place. I will never forget it. And yes, a public lynching is what it was. So after that horrific act took place, and we had all the Black Lives Matter marches going on, and everyone that was banding together that was trying to push and promote equality, justice for everyone. It was just a big, big thing. We was all locked in the house. We didn't have nobody else to talk to, nothing to see. It was on TV in front of our face, remember? Okay, then out of nowhere, this DEI jumps up. And so companies started saying that they were all inclusive. They were, pushing the diversity and inclusion and equity. We're building these teams. We have this. It just jumped on the scene like, bam, I'm here. It jumped on the scene, which was stemmed from what had happened in the Black Lives Matter movement. So just as soon as it popped on the scene, here we are 5 years later, and they're snatching it back. Why? Because it never was intended to last. It never should have even been an issue. We have to understand and know that this is the way it is. We cannot get hung up on this. We got bigger fish to fry. I had a teacher that used to say that. A teacher that used to say that to us when we was in school and high school. We got bigger fish to fry. We got to keep moving. We have more issues than to be getting together, talking about you're boycotting this. You're going to get your subscription at Costco in the morning. You're leaving Sam's. You're not going to Target anymore. I'm not supporting them. Hey, if you take a deep dive into all of the companies that you love, you will find all of them are rooted and grounded in racism, rooted and grounded in things that did not promote you. I myself, I am not boycotting Target. I love Target because of the products that I can get there. I can go to Target and there is a whole section dedicated to me. It shows me and diversity for me. I can go there and get the hair products that I like. I can go there and get other things that are promoted. Target was giving shelf space to minorities when other companies were not. Why would I not support those minorities that hold shelf space in these places? I'm not going to do it. I don't see the logic behind it. Argue with your mama. I ain't doing it. So, we like to, and then here's the thing, we like to jump on this bandwagon and we say rah, 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 and we're going to do this, that, and the third. And then the next thing 30 days later, you don't hear nothing about it. We are never consistent in anything but putting on the front. Most of us, let's call a thing a thing. Yes, I'm on one tonight. I'm on one tonight because I feel some type of way. I feel some type of way. You might say, Shamika, what do you mean when you say, why was DEI needed? I really want to know that. It should have been equality either way. It should not have to be anything put in place to tell people to have diversity, equity, and inclusion in a jarred place or anywhere else in society. It should not be. But guess what? That's the world we live in. This is the world we live in. And the biggest beneficiaries from DEI was white women. I mean, let's just be honest. This is a hard truth that we need to realize. We cannot let these things evoke fear into us to where we have our focus on things that we should not be focused on. Yes, President Trump has signed executive orders to release FBI files in reference to MLK, in reference to, I don't know if it's Medgar Evers, in reference to those civil rights icons. He has released that. We know it was the FBI. We don't have to rip that Band-Aid off again. We don't have to deep dive into that. We don't. It's sad. I feel like the families should have that right to be able to see that information before the public does. I feel like they should have the right to say if they want it to be public aired. I feel like that's what should happen with that. I appreciate the fact that people that do want to get to the bottom of that and understand what really happened. I appreciate the ability to be able to do that in the future, being able to see it, possibly even read it online. I appreciate that. But guess what? That's not my biggest concern. You know what my biggest concern is? Why is my student loans not erased? Why have my student loans not been forgiven? I'm a social worker. I'm a licensed social worker. I work in public service. Why are my loans not forgiven? That's a big issue for me. Joke. Okay, let's calm it down. But for real, I'm serious. We cannot get distracted by these things and miss the bigger picture. The banning of the books in schools, the things that we want to make sure that's instilled in our children. They took prayer out of school years ago. It's some schools that don't even say the Pledge of Allegiance because it say all nations under. We're gonna always have this big back forth. We're gonna always have that. We cannot get stuck in that loop. We can't get stuck in that loop. You have to get off this merry-go-round and do something. You have to decide what that something is. That something can be, you know what? I'm going to make sure that I instill into my children, into their friends, into all that I come in contact with, the importance of diversity, the importance in inclusion, the importance of having equal rights for everyone, the morals and standards that you should carry in this life moving forward, to have integrity when no one else is watching, to have the integrity to do what's right. That has to be instilled in our children. We have to display that even when others don't. We still have to hold that truth. We have to. It's our job to be in our communities to educate our own. It's our jobs to make sure that we provide them with the information, provide them with the resources. The whole point of going to a HBCU is to take your education, get it, and to take it back to your communities and help your people. I think somewhere we missed that. Somewhere we miss being able to be educated and to go back. We have missed that. I'm getting some kind of clue now about I'm being paused. I don't know, but I'm saying what I got to say. We missed that mark. That was the purpose of being able to get that education. We should be able to take what we learn, whatever skill set, whatever degree that we get, whatever field that we work in and work, we are to go back and to give it to our communities. I feel like we should support our HBCUs more. Yes, when you go to the campuses and you live on campus, yes, it's not going to be pristine. It's not going to be cookie cutter, nice dormitory facilities. And you might say, well, why not, Shamika? Because they ain't got the money. A lot of times funds are misappropriated, used. Come on, we know what the reality is. Does that make it right? No. Does it mean we stop supporting them? No, it doesn't. We must continue to work towards that goal of uplifting each other. And if you see something and you can do something, you fix it. If you graduated from a HBCU, sow back into the HBCU. Sow back into it with your alumni dues. Sow back into it with a workshop. Sow back into it with giving something, care packages, whatever it is you can do to try to help someone else and play it forward. True story. I was on Instagram, simple, just real simple. Scrolling one day, I saw a student that was over, I think it was at a college in Augusta, Georgia, somewhere over there. And he was ironing his clothes. He was ironing his bed because it was cold. The boiler was out. If you went to a HBCU, you know about the boiler going out. So the boiler was out and he needed heat. He wanted to be warm. So he was ironing his bed to make it warm. Sad. I know, I know. So I saw it and I looked at it, and he was doing it kind of like jokingly, but it really was for real, for real. And I know how it is. So I messaged him and I said, "What is your address? I want to send you something." I went on Amazon, sent him an electric blanket and some other things, sent it to him. I put on there from one HBCU grad to a future HBCU grad. All I want you to do is play it forward. Something as simple as that. Something as simple as that is just supporting our own. It's not going to be perfect. It ain't going to be pretty. But I'd rather be where I am appreciated, where I am uplifted, and where I see people that look like me than to be somewhere where I'm tolerated. Truth be told. So when I think about diversity, equity, inclusion, those are things that we stand by as a professional social worker anyway. Though that is the way we see the world. That is the way we're supposed to see the world, because I can't say everybody does, but that is the ethical principles and guidelines that we go by. That is how we see things. It is to have equality for everyone. It is to rally and get behind those that are oppressed and suppressed, to be the voice of the ones that do not have anyone to speak up for them. This is what I do. This is what I do. This is part of my makeup. That's part of my gift. That's part of my gift that I give to the world as a social worker. So wanted to jump on that. What are some of your thoughts? What are some of your thoughts when it comes to thinking about diversity, equality, and inclusion? What are some of your thoughts behind that? Do you feel like you may go out and boycott some of the places? I see a lot of people saying they're going to leave Sam's and they're going to go to Costco now. Some are saying they're going to leave Target. Some are saying they're not going to, use all these places. If we keep looking and keep digging, like I said, we're going to kind of weed ourselves out of going to a lot of places. I can say for one about Costco. Costco was one that I did get some sponsorship from before in the past for one of my events. They were very giving. They were very accommodating. I have worked with them before. I have gone to events and I've seen representatives from there that really try to enforce like wellness and things of that sort. So I can't say that I have seen them do the work. I've seen Costco do the work. I have nothing against Costco. Like I said early on, Target has been the only place the first place that I saw that gave people that look like me shelf space to be able to come in and have their products on the shelf. As a little girl growing up, when you went into the department stores, you did not see a lineup of black products that was coming into your hair, your makeup, any of that. To go into these stores, to go into Target and to see that is soothing to me. I refuse to not support my fellow brothers and sisters that have bust their butt to get product on the shelves and to have their stuff there and to have it sold there. I will continue to support. I'll continue to support, argue with your mama. That's what I'm going to do. So you tell me what you think. You tell me what you think. I've said a mouthful. I said a mouthful within these first few minutes, and I have taken it really fast, but I just want to go ahead and get that out there. I want to get that out there. I hope it's not glitching or whatever. But it's making it glitching. Probably because I've said a lot of things about DEI. But hey, it is what it is. So just before we can say it again, let's lift up our HBCUs. Give back. Do more. Get involved. Be the change that you want to see. Be that. Make sure that you're getting into your communities and that you are instilling in them and teaching them and showing them the way and helping them to have those values, to be, fair to others, to know how to move and navigate in spaces that may not always look like them, to give back to your community. Again, I could have a banner that says, that's what getting the HBCU education, that's what it was for you to get the education and take it back to the community and help somebody else. Now, let's move to this reality TV type situation, okay? Okay. I don't know if you all had a chance to look at Rags to Riches is the name of the show I'm talking about tonight. Okay. All right. So Rags to Riches is like this reality show on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, check it out. If you follow me on TikTok, you probably laughed at some of my TikTok stuff. But anyway, it is following these women, and most of them are either married to or involved with an NFL football player or someone that's in some type of pro sport league, have money. the highlight, the main person there is Sherelle. I think her name is Sherelle Rosario or something like that. But she originally had this show called Selling Tampa. And I really like that show because, you know, it showed black women going out, real estate agents, selling these properties, making money, doing great things. So when I saw Wags to Riches, I thought we was going to kind of be on that same level. It was some stuff in there about selling properties and her business ethic, which I admire her business ethics, but I do not admire what has been portrayed of her on TV. Okay, it's giving mean girl energy, and I don't do mean girl. I don't do mean girl. So one issue that I had about it, Sherelle, who is the main character, who it was at that time engaged to Ocho Cinco, Chad, that used to play for Cincinnati. So she was engaged to him, and so she had this clique of girls that's around her, and most all of them sell real estate for her agency. So everyone seems to kind of idolize or, you know, want to be in her friend group. Yeah, these grown people. Yeah, grown people, girl. Yes, yes, yes. They want to be in her friend group. And it is this one particular girl who was Rick Ross's baby's mom. She had his first child, and her name is Stony. I think it's Lastonia or something like that. But anyway, they call her Stony. Stony comes on the scene. She's having dinner or lunch with another one of the people on the show, and she's talking about how some 50 Cent had a beef with Rick Ross, and he exploited her by showing a sex tape. So it was revenge porn. This gave her a bad reputation, right? She was very depressed behind it. She said she was young. She said that she did it because she was trying to show this person how much she loved them, this, that, and the third. She did not know this would come back and haunt her. Somebody didn't school her, did it? But anyway, so she was hurt by this. And because of this, she feels like the other girls do not want her to be a part of their team as far as in their network of friends. So she is trying very hard to gain that friendship from Sherelle and the rest of these women. So she goes out her way to try to be involved with them. And she comes to an event that another girl that's part of that clique invites her to. They kind of ice her out. She tries to have a conversation with Sherelle. And Sherelle tells her, I know your reputation. You've been known to be, you know, like a whore or, you know, like an escort, a stripper. I mean, all this stuff. And the girl is like, how you going to tell me about my reputation or whatever? Everybody has done something. And she even asked her, I'm sure you got stuff on your phone where you've done things with Chad. And she says, absolutely, I do. Okay, pause. Well, if you do, then why are you judging her? It's a mess. It's a train. It's a train wreck. But your girl watched all of it. I did. I watched all of it. If you get a chance, go and look at it. It gives off mean girl energy, but I do like the work ethic of Sherelle and her company, her agency. I think it's great when we see black women that can get out there and can, you know, establish your own business, make major deals, grow the industry, and also pull others along with them. I think that's outstanding. But please go check this out. It was even one part of it where the girl Stoner has a boutique right in Miami. This is in Miami. And they open up the scene. She's in there in Miami, and she's like selling her. She has her stuff in the store. She's talking about how the girls people don't come and buy product from her because of this. Can you believe grown people acting like this? So they don't even go to her boutique and buy stuff. I feel so bad. I was like, let me look this girl boutique up if I can go buy something online or something, help her out. It's sad. And then it was like, she was begging them to be her friend. I was like, girl, get your own. Do you. What are you doing? But anyway, if you get a chance, go check it out. It is hilarious, but it's good. And I think the most juiciest part of it is probably when Sherelle sits down at the table with Ocho Cinco and they have a conversation about this prenup and the things that she wants moving into this marriage with him and the things that he wants. Juicy, 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 juicy. So please go check that out. If you don't follow me on TikTok, go look because I be on there just wilding. I do. I be on there wilding. So go check it out and see. So I just want to hop on tonight just to give you a little light love and to just have a little light flare, laugh a little bit, talk about some stuff that's going on. But the most important thing I think we talked about tonight was that DEI and the importance of that. You can always go back and watch the replay, talking about, the reality show. There's something light. I like to binge watch TV sometimes. That's kind of like my pastime. I want to say thank you to everyone that reached out to me when I put the post up about having people on my podcast and certain topics. People came out the woodwork. You never know who is watching you. I thank God for that. You never know who is watching you. You never know who wants to be a part of what you're doing. And I am so thankful for that. I am so thankful for that because I was even on Threads. People were like, saying, yeah, I'll do it. I was like, oh my God. So I have been, on the computer trying to get stuff together, getting my notes together, because my goal with the podcast is to provide visuals as well as audio for the podcast. So I want people to be able to see me having these conversations with people on my YouTube page, but also be able to listen to it in your car through podcasts. And then I think bringing in someone else as a guest and having these conversations just makes it a little bit more stimulating. And I think it's a better way to grow it as well. And I think it's good to have some conversations. One that I'm a little nervous about, y'all, but I'm gonna do it. One that I am nervous about is talking about the Black church. Oh my God. Okay. Pray for you, girl. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I want to have this conversation. I think it's a conversation that needs to be had. I have had a lot of people reach out to me, so I have to really kind of shift through that because you know me. I like stuff to be as organic as it can be, and I like a little bit of controversy. So I want to make sure I'm putting the right people together for this, and that might be a panel. That might need to be a panel or a series. I don't know, but that is one that I want to talk about. But the one that I'm working on right now is really talking about millenniums versus, Gen X or Gen Z and how we work in the workforce together. I think that's a good starter because there's a gap there. There's a gap there. And I think there can be some conversation that can be had there. I see Dr. Shikamet has her hand raised. What's up, girl? Sis, what's up? What's up? But, so I think that's a good conversation to be had. And that's what I'm about. If you've been a follower of Martin Girl, you know that I like to have conversations about things that are not often discussed, right? So this is going in another direction. Okay, I'm gonna count you in. So this is going in another direction in that aspect of having those types of conversations, And I had some people pitch me some really good things too. And I was like, oh my God. Like one person pitched me about talking about sex after 40. I was like, oh my God. I said, okay. I'm gonna see what I can do. But anyway, I just think I think it is intriguing. I think it's good conversation. I think it's a little bit of everything for everyone. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Why not be the one to do it? I don't know. I'm just getting on this thing and just doing what I can do. But I am thankful for each and every person that watches the playback and gives me comments, that replies to me, that emails me, that messages me. I thank you so much because you are the reason why I keep going. The people that come on to listen to me, on Sunday nights, I appreciate and love you for being listeners because you are the reason why I keep going. My sister-in-law is one. I remember I first did my first live. And I was like, I don't know if I'm getting back on again. And, she got on and she was like, are you getting on tonight? And I was like, okay. And I jumped back on and I got back in the saddle and I just try to keep going. I appreciate that. I love you for that, for Nikki. And I just appreciate everyone that gets on and support me. I just ask you to keep supporting me. Make sure you tell a friend to jump on Sunday nights. We're going to eventually move over to the YouTube permanently for my Sunday night conversations eventually. But as of now, I just appreciate each of you getting on. Thank you for joining me. I try to go as quickly as possible, hit my points, not waste your time. I hope that you have an excellent week going ahead. If anything goes bad for you next week, count it all joy. Start over. Don't look at it as anything bad. Take a lesson from it. It's always a lesson in the storm. It's always a lesson in the storm. We're all trying to figure this thing out. None of us have it figured out. I don't have it all together. You don't have it all together. They don't have it all together. But guess what? We are blessed with this thing called life. And we're going to keep lifing. We're going to keep living it. I'm going to keep praying. I'm going to keep fasting. I'm going to keep going forward and going forth in the Lord and what he has for me. And I pray that you do the same. So have a blessed week. Thank you for joining me on tonight. I hope you have been intrigued by this conversation. Feel free to leave me a message. Feel free to email me. I look out for your support and your love. Thank you and have a blessed week.